Oh, Patrick Swayze, you were sound in the movies. You were in Roadhouse and The Outsiders by Coppola. Then you became a ghost with Whoopi Goldberg, Demi Moore. You were a ghost in that film, Ghost. Patrick Swayze, you got a funny kind of name. God rest you, Patrick Swayze. Paddy Swayze, Paddy Swayze, Paddy Swayze, Paddy Swayze, oh Patchin Swayze, Paddy Swayze. How we doing, everybody? We got 5 in the room so far. Let it fill it up, fill it up, fill it up. Maloney singing in the dead of night. Take a glass of wine and learn to drink lots of pints. Give meself a glashing and the crack'll be alright. How we getting on? Who we got in the house tonight? We got Melody, Immer Sim, Jared O'Connor, Johnny Sideways, Danny O'Neill, Stevie Grant, Late Latin X ENO, Quinn Hensley, Stevie Grant, Blackbird on point, thank you very much. Immer Sim, the neighbours love Martin. Concrete homes are better built. Concrete homes are better built. I can often hear the sound of their subwoofer as they're watching some Michael Bay production. Transformers, or maybe without Pacino. I don't fucking know. Da, 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 da. Patricia Barr, how are you doing? New to the channel, I see. Or long-time listener, first-time typer. Marty, have you ever watched people just do nothing? No, but I've heard of it. Chris Perez talks a lot about it. Talks an awful lot about it. Any chance of any more Hardy books? Hopefully we're getting together. We're getting the crew back together in April. There has indeed been some scripts that have been written, but as it stands, I can't see there being any budget for it. I would. It's not going to happen unless Mike the Squire Cocaine, as in the director, gets in touch, or as in he gets back into the driving seat. I think he's the only one who can get it together. Oh, we missing Joel, dude. Okay, I'm gonna fucking sing Patience. I need to pay DistroKid off $40 just to keep my music up on Spotify. And you know what? Do me a favor. If you can do me one thing tonight, go onto your Spotify and subscribe to Martin Maloney. It's a decent EP. I never had the fucking... I was hoping to do more in the future, but it's the ADHD, and then you got the young kids. Oh, fucking! I mean, it's just like if I had a place to go, and I could just get this stuff done, it would be brilliant. But there's too much. Martin, do you even own the rights to the Hardy books? Probably. Don't know. It's a very personal question. But let me just do you the touch here. I will perform this so have a little bit of patience. Little patience. Yeah. I've been walking the streets tonight. I like this tune, man. It's a good tune. It reminds me of Tommy Cagallan, and Pete Cass on our final night of our 9-day piss up tour to Berlin in 2009. And I couldn't get to sleep with all the fucking shouting and roaring coming from outside the hostel. So I put the headphones on and had a listen to this. Shed a tear 'cause I'm missing you, but I'm still alright to smile. Girl, I think about you every day now. Was a time when I wasn't sure, but you set my mind at ease. There is no doubt you're in my heart now. Said woman, take it slow, it'll work itself out fine. All we need is just a little patience. Said sugar, take it slow, work itself out fine. All we need is just a little patience. Patience. Yeah. Sit here on the stairs, 'cause I'd rather be alone. If I can't have you right now, I'll wait, dear. Sometimes I get so tense, but I can't speed up the time. You know, love, there's one thing to consider. Say, woman, take it slow, things will be just fine. You and I will use a little patience. Said sugar, take the time, 'cause the lights are shining bright. You and I, we got it takes to make it. We won't fake it. I'll never break it, 'cause I can't take it. You get the crack. You know, I didn't have the patience for it. Thank you very much. EMP, good evening to you. How's everyone? How you doing? Joel dude, sound really cool, wouldn't it though? What's this now? I missed your I'll answer this. Martin, which is the best season of Hardy Books in your opinions? And BZ Nights has to be one of the best episodes. I quite like I've mentioned this on many occasions before that I think series 3 is my favorite, but I did rewatch some episodes from series 4, and they're actually very funny. So incredible intermission there. Thanks very much. Very much. Badumts. Absolutely, absolutely. I do indeed like. I mean, I can take bits from like even when I watched because I haven't really seen much. Actually, I watched fair play to Dr. David. He sent me the audio from do you know what? Fuck it. I've got it here. I can copy and paste it. It was absolutely hilarious listening to the audio commentary we did. So it's in the chat after this. I don't know what the fuck happened there. Did that come up or not? Let me just double check if I got the whole thing. Select all. Copy and paste. So there's a link there, and if you look in the live chat, if you're watching this later on, it might be in the live chat if you have that feature. But the audio commentary was fucking hilarious, man. Because I hadn't watched it. I knew it was funny when we did it, but it was one of the funniest things ever. It's so like politically incorrect for today's climate. Diddly diddly doo, diddly 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 doo, diddly diddly doo, doo 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 doo, diddly diddly doo, bam 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 doo doo doo, diddly diddly doo, doo 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 doo. Hey lady, you got the love I need, darling, more than enough. Ooh, darling, 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 walk a while with me. Ooh, you got so much, so much. Many times I've lied, many times been bitter, many times I've wondered how much there is to know. I haven't picked up the guitar since last Saturday night when we were. So I'm a little bit rusty. Literally haven't. Yes. Someone asked for a bit of talk tonight. Jared O'Connor, you should listen to the Hardy Books podcast, Joel Dude. He does an episode. I actually asked Owen if he was up for it. He doesn't like the audio aspect of it, but I said we could do it where we're talking. But again, it's fucking hard, man. I live in Sweden. I'm exiled on Main Street. Main Street being like Scandinavia. So you want a bit of fucking. You want a touch of Jimmy Page's, right? Yeah. Your strings sound a touch dull. Might need a restring. I actually did restring this, as far as I'm aware. I think I did, but it's just been lying in the case for a few months since. Yeah, I actually did. I restrung them. I think it just needs a bit of fast fret, maybe a tune. Hey, Joel, see where you going with that gun in your hand? Hey, Joe, see where you going with that gun in your hand? Going down to shoot my old lady. You know I kinda mess around with another man's flute, and that ain't too cool. Hey Joe, where you going with your cock in your hand? I'm going down to plunge it deep inside some brasser, yeah. John Leslie, hookers and cocaine. Whatever happened to Angus Deaton? From Have I Got News for You? On one foot in the grave. It's a magical combination. Celebrities hooking up with prozzies and cocaine. Pentatonic scale, baby, yeah, 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 yeah. So a bit of that there for you. Like the song lyric changes. Big thumbs up. Thank you very much. There's lots of fucking depressing shit happening in the world. Keep looking at the Twitter. Make me wanna cry, make me wanna take a drive, make me wanna take a double Jack Daniels. You don't know who you're talking to on the internet. So many fucking bellends. You don't know who you're talking to on the fucking internet. So many fucking bellends. And lots of bots working for intelligence agencies. Martin, you listened to the new Beatles single? No, I haven't. I can't believe they reanimated John Lennon for it. What would old John say if he found out that they posthumously brought him back from the grave? A song he did a couple of years later. George Addison, they took him to, but they made it look like they were in the fucking 60s around Rubber Soul era. So Dr. David told me, yeah. Speaking of which, I read the news today, oh boy, about a lucky man who made the grade. I know I'm going to be crucified. My inbox is filling up, letting me know I'm using copyright material. But you're gonna get adverts on your video. If you're watching this later on, it's not me. I fucking hate the ads on YouTube. That's why I don't put them on for you, dear viewer. They deliberately repeat them all the fucking time. That's why I pay 16 quid a month, so I don't have to look at the stupid fucking adverts. I went down to the crossroads, I fell on my knees. I fell down to the crossroads, I fell on my knees. Well, I don't know where the fucking next chord is. I think it's up there in C sharp. I went down to Swinford, I fell on my knees. My father, he rang me, he said come into Moore's Pub. I said, Dad, I'm just back from New York City. I couldn't think of anything worse with the jet lag and the calm down and the impending sense of responsibility waiting for me in Scandinavia. I went down to the crossroads, I fell on my knees. I fell down at the crossroads, I fell on my knees. Well, I'm just as well, I got this YouTube channel, keeps the dream alive. Paj Mahaj, hello there. Good old Robert Johnson. Remember Tordoff once telling me about an interview scene with Eric Clapton where it was like, oh, Robert Johnson, genius player, got poisoned, died horrible. Horrible way to go. Horrible thoughts. But Cream, yeah, good old band, man. Jack Bruce. Apparently Ginger Baker once just got up and punched fucking Jack Bruce during the gig. Shredder Maloney's after you, man. Mikey J. Thanks to Chris Perez for getting me back on the vapes and snoozing at the same time. So it really is a nicotine overload. Green t-shirt. Achi featuring Dudley Moore. All right there, Graham Russell, lad. Graham Russell's over there in Dublin City tonight. You gotta roll with it, you gotta take your time, you gotta say what you say, don't let anybody get in your way, cause it's all too much for me to take. You gotta smoke a bowl, you gotta chill out, you gotta have yourself a bevy with purple fucking ackee. Living the dream, don't know where the next chord's gonna be. Actually, that's a fucking song I wouldn't mind singing. Roll With It by Oasis. That for me was just back in the day. Back in day, I was just a absolute, you're in the middle of the fucking 90s and things are pretty good considering you're trapped in the open air prison that is school, surrounded in another open air prison that is your hometown. You know, that was, and also inside another open prison, which is your own teenage mind. If only I had half the fucking hormones back I have then, lad. If I had half the testosterone now, I'd be doing all right, lad. Okay, let's have a look at this, lad. Roll with it. Fucking Oasis, where are you, lad? Okay, do a bit of roll with it, lad. Kia G, I was fucking right. Kia G. Alright, let's fucking have a look at this then. I don't read fucking notation. Fuck off, you blades. Okay, roll with it. Chords. Okay, it's got 29. Decent. Thumbs up. And it is seems to be in the key of, okay. Steady on now. We'll give it a go. You gotta roll with it, you gotta take your time, you gotta say what you say, don't let anybody get in your way, cause it's all too much for me to take. Don't understand the sound, don't ever be denied. You wanna be who you be if you're coming with me. I think I got a feeling I'm lost inside. I think I'm gonna take it a day and hide. Thinking of things that I just can't abide. I know the roads down which your life will drive. Life will drive. I found the key that lets you slip inside. Slip inside. They're doing a lot of slipping inside, the Oasis boys. Kiss the girl, she's not behind the door. Door. I know I think I recognize your face, but I've never seen you before. You gotta roll with it, you gotta take your time, you gotta say what you say, don't let anybody get in your way, 'cause it's all too much for me to say. Where is the rest of the song? Okay, I'll just fucking go back to the beginning. Bollocks, I picked the wrong one, do you know what I mean? Alan Kahiri, how you doing? Alan Cahney. Lad, Alan. Hello, Missy. Would you play along? I would play along. We got dishes to wash. Hey, it's an important thing to do. Conan the Barbarian. Crom. The Riddle of Steel. Haha. Crom laughs at your sky god. Deadly Bridge. Rocking all over the world. 'Cause I like it. 'Cause I like it. 'Cause I like it, I like it, I like it, I like it, I love. Oh, here we go. Oh, rocking all over the world. And here we go, here we are, here we go. Smoking a couple of fucking bowls, here we go. Oh, rocking all over the world. And I can hear the notifications of plagiarizing copyright material. They can suck my flute, they can suck my flute and my scrotum. They can nibble on my sack. I'm using crude language tonight. Smoking loads of fucking bows. Fuck, I was trying to do a bit of classic gasser. Don't know it. I know the gist of it though. Oasis stole it. You already played. Yeah. Fake plastic trees. No. Emma Sim, which Honda Civic was your favorite? Probably the limited edition yellow Jordan Racing Formula One. That was pretty cool. I like that one. Type R. That's the Paul McCartney bit that led to Blackbird. Really? Oh, thanks very much, Missy. Appreciate your vibes. Okay. Throw me some suggestions or some questions, and I will entertain you. Robbie Williams, let me entertain you. Let me. Graham Russell. You really are a man of exquisite taste. Knocking on Frenchie's door and asking where the debt is. Okay, I will do this. Are you ready? Just for those who aren't familiar in the law, Liverpool law, and I'm not law as in LAWLORE, law. Stephen French, the taxman, the debt collector, the devil, the wicked big bad Frenchman, Stephen French. In the style of Bob Dylan's Knocking on Heaven's Door. Did you get me? Mother, take this gun off of me. I can't shoot this anymore. Because some dirty grasses skulking around out there. They owe me a few quid, yeah? The big, bad, wicked devil Frenchman. I'm knocking on your door. Ooh, I'm knocking on your fucking door. I'm knocking on your door out in Norris Green. I'm knocking on your fucking front door. I don't give a fuck if you live in Bootle. I'm knocking on your fucking door. Even if you live in Ormskirk or McGull, Sefton, I don't care. Fucking Kensington, I'm coming around because I'm the tax man. Are you always money for that debt? Yeah? Do you get me? Ooh, fucking Sensei Ronnie Corwell. Do you get me? Third Dan. Kickboxing Danny, yeah? I always wear a suit Danny. Ooh, baby, I love your ways. Every day, every night. I wanna be there every night and day. Ooh, baby, I love your ways. I'm the Frenchman. I'm the tax man. Fucking hell. My bammo's flapping a bit. He's one moody geezer. I always wear a suit, Danny. What was that one he always says? Subterfuge and misdirection. To my oldest friends. You don't realise it until one of your crew's been killed. All you can do for them is get them a 10 grand tomb. Knocking on your door, singing your ring camera. Take this suit off me. I can't wear it anymore, la. There's the pattern. Fair play to you, lad. Fair play to you. Stevie Leonard, not too bad. How are we getting on? For any, I can imagine if people are just listening to this with their Stevie Leonard, got that Stevie, because people might be like, okay, I'm saying things, and you know, if anyone's got their phone in the pocket and they're just walking around and they're like doing some jobs, I'll have to put that nerves and the pattern up there as well. Take the suit off me. I can't wear it anymore. La, any Gomez fans in the house. I never really got into them, but you know, they were like a 90s, you know, decent, had a cult following. A bit like the in a room. How was it? Oh, what's that Dodgy song? In a room, there's no other faces. Blow the beans, and I don't know why. It was on. It used to be on a regular on TFI Friday. I think they did a live version of it. How's it go? It's B minor. Hold on. Okay. A minor, yeah. All right, lad, let's do this. In a room, there's no other places. I don't know why I feel like this. Tell me lies, I won't believe them. Why don't they always turn out right? If we were together again, surely this will never end. These times have changed and it's never gone before. I'm waiting for you behind the door. In a room, there's no other places. I sit alone through the night. In a room, we're slowly wasted. I don't belong here, don't seem right. If we were together again, surely this will never end. Times like these have never gone before. Waiting for you behind the door. She slept asleep, but she was sleeping in a half-filled bed. Her eyes no longer studied. I can't remember that bit, but that was a bit of a gist of Dodgy's in a room. Pete, bring a tear to a man. To Hawaii. I have to say, I have recently been enjoying being a car. I'll tell you a funny story. My uncle-in-law actually has a glass eye from a dart incident when he was a kid. His brother had accidentally threw a dart and hit him in the eye. Lost it when he was a kid. But apparently, my uncle Martin, my mum's side, he was telling a story once and he didn't realize. He said to him, "Do you know what? It'll bring a tear to a glass eye." It was quite an awkward moment, I believe. At home, drawing pictures of mountaintops, lemon yellow sun, arms raised in a V. The dead lay in kiddie pools of maroon below. Daddy didn't give attention, no. Oh, to the fact that mommy wouldn't wear King Jeremy the Wicked. Oh, this world on Jeremy spoken yesterday. Jeremy spoken yesterday. Clearly I remember picking on the Sky Boys. Seemed like a harmless little book. I got bored of that. The amount of times I played that, man. The amount of times I played that. So she said, have I got a little story for you? What you thought was your daddy? Nothing but while you were sitting all alone at age 13. Your real daddy was dying, so you didn't see him. But I'm glad we talked. Oh, I'm still alive. Yeah, I'm still alive. Yeah. Fuck it. Is there any song that cannot be drop D, you say? Bastard Sprinkler, how you doing? Killing in the name of. Can't find a veteran, man. Some of those workforces are the same that burn crosses. Some of those workforces are the same that burn crosses. Some of those that smoke bowls, yeah, they're nice, really chill dudes. They watch films like Friday without any irony. Got a feeling so down. Even Jesus drunk the wine, lads. Got to get the Hours of Teenage Angst coming out. Oh, all apologies, all apologies. All apologies, you say. All apologies, should I say. What have I done with my tuner? I had 2 tuners and they seem to have disappeared. I don't know where. It's funny how many fucking tuners you can lose, like, you know what I mean? And I buy at least 2 a year. You're right there, son. Dole Dog is there, hey. It's a fucking great dog altogether. Let me just tune this up for a second, Lords. Let me just tune this up. Smoking bowls over my shoulder. I can see your eyes bloodshot. Okay, let me see this. Good. Come on. Well, that sounds a bit better. That sounds a bit better. That sounds a little bit better, doesn't it? For the past, I suppose, 10 years at least, anytime I'm trying to find a placeholder in terms of lyrics, I always say smoking bowls. I don't know why I do this. Machine Head Davidian. I like that one. Okay, let's sing this one. It's a handy enough one, but we can. What else should I be? All apologies. What else could I say? Everyone is gay. What else could I write? I don't have a right. What else should I be? All apologies. In the sun, I feel as warm. In the sun, I'm married. Baby, Yeah, 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 yeah. I wish I was like you, easily amused. Find my nest of soul. Everything's my fault. I'll take all the blame. Accuracy from shame. Sunburn with freezer burn. Choking on the ashes of her enemies. In the sun, I feel as warm. In the sun, I'm married. Yeah, 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 yeah. All in all is all we are. 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 Very good, very good. That was fucking. Don't be afraid to throw any tips in for fucking song requests. Like, I'll fucking play all night, lads. You know what I mean? Just fucking give the dog a bone. Botch that up. Let me see what else we got in the mix. I might do a bit of fucking Alice in Chains. Bit of fucking Chains. Got me wrong, man. That's an interesting touch. Chains. G sharp, E, F sharp, D, F, C sharp, A, Ace was 4. I can play this. Okay, let me have a little noodle on this and see how this goes. Oh shit. Fuck. Yeah, it goes away. Well, there's nothing more, my life. No, color clay. Individuality not safe. As of now, I bet you got me wrong. So I'll show you run from something wrong. I can't let go. Thread the tapestry unwinding low. Feel like a tortured brain. Show your belly like you want me to. As of now, I bet you've got me wrong. So what shall we reach for something strong? I haven't felt like like this in so long. Wrong, innocence too from love that don't last forever. Something's gonna turn out right. You, sugar taste, sweetness doesn't often touch my face. Stay, if you please. You may not be here when I leave. As of now, I bet you've got me wrong. So unsure, reach for something strong. I haven't felt like this in so long. Wrong, innocence too far gone from love. Strong, I haven't felt like this in so long. Wrong, innocence too far gone from this love, but that don't last forever. Something's gonna turn out right. So that was first time I've ever playing that, but that might go into the old add to playlist. My playlist. Ooh, yes, please. Talking of Guns N' Roses, my favorite song is November Rain, purely because that sexy slash solo outside the church in the desert. Fair play to you, Melody Pugh. It is indeed. And he was also a cheeky enough lad. He didn't have a top button on his fly. He was just going around haphazardly with the fly at risk of just popping out the serpent at any given moment or any given bun day. Your vocals on this remind me of Queen of Stone Age. Thank you very much. Well, if I was doing as well as he be, I'd be doing all right. Oh, Stephen Grant, thank you very much, sir, for the generous €20 super chat. I am indeed very, very grateful of this. Making a few widgets like playing in a bar to my friends on the internet. I love the way we're all on the same page here. And and we're, hanging out and having a bit of a laugh. I could also open up the floor, bring some people in and would like to chat. If you want to chat, leave it in an RSVP in the comment box. Guitar waffle question, asks Jake. As a big Guns N' Roses fan, do you ever leave a guitar tuned E flat? Well, funny enough, you ask. I leave, like, I need to take. One of the guitars hasn't been outside the box for about 2 months, but usually I'd have one of them tuned to E flat, and one of them tuned to standard tuning, just so I don't have to worry about the hassle of detuning. But yeah, I would actually, and sometimes I would do live shows in E flat. Well, most of these people do them in E flat anyway, because they're, especially live, because they're easier to sing because they're an octave lower. But to be honest with you, funny enough, a lot of Guns N' Roses songs, if I'm doing covers, I do my half step up, which could go either way. But you kind of in terms of singing, you can go one octave lower, or you can kind of push and maybe you can do it. But it's all about knowing your limits, really. Like I wouldn't be going outside of a falsetto. Stephen Grant, I would love to join the live stream and do a tune, but the missus would evict me. No worries. Another time, perhaps, Stevie. Another time. Let me see any other Guns N' Roses handy touch. Come on now, touch me, babe. I want Unknown Soldier by The Doors, considering that the whole world is in some sort of shitty fucking war. It never ends. As long as there are human beings, there will be conflict and war. They're just, as a species, some of the most advanced and also some of the most daftest pricks ever to walk the face of the earth. Bipedal walking, that is. So here is Jim Morrison and The Doors. Wait until the war is over and we're both a little older. The unknown soldier. Breakfast where the news is read, television, children fed, unborn living dead. Bullets strikes the helmet's head. And it's all over for the unknown soldier. It's all over for the unknown soldier. Company? Halt! Present! Arms. Make a grave for the unknown soldier, nestled in your hollow shoulder. Breakfast where the news is read, television, children fed. Bullet strikes the helmet's head. And it's all over. The unknown soldier. It's all over. The war is over. Whoa! That was a song I really enjoyed as a kid. Actually, it's one of my any Pantera. Pantera's a fucking tough one, man. There's a lot going on with Pantera. The first year of parenthood is like being in the army. Sure is. Cool app to download. 2-person turquoise waving. What's that do, Stevie Grant, lad? Let me see. Any other? I'm going to be so slammed with copyright strikes, but I don't care, man. Fucking difference to make anyway. It just means that they're going to put shitty adverts in. Shitty adverts in the heat of the night. That's just actually hooked on a feeling. Maybe I should play that. Ooga shaka, ooga shaka. Choked on a penis. Okay, I should be able to do this. Ooga chaka, ooga chaka, ooga chaka, ooga, ooga, ooga chaka, ooga, ooga, ooga chaka, ooga, ooga chaka. I can't stop this feeling deep inside of me. Girl, you just don't realize what you do to me. When you hold me in your arms tonight, so tight, let me know everything's alright. I choked on a penis. I'm high on believing that you're in love with me. You Swedish lad. His lips as sweet as candy. The taste is on my mind. Girl, you got me thirsty for another cup of wine. Got a book from you, girl. You don't need a cure. I just stay a victim if I can for sure. Oh, the good love when we're all alone. Keep me up, girl. Yeah, you turn me on. I hooked on a feed down, down, down. I'm high on believing down, 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 that you're in love with me. I'm hooked on a feeling down, 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 down. Ooga chaka, ooga, ooga, ooga chaka, ooga, ooga, ooga chaka, ooga, ooga, ooga chaka. All the good love when we're all alone. Keep me up, girl, when you turn me on. I can't feel it. Am I all believing that you're in love with me? I'm hooked on a feeling. Am I on believing that you're in love with me? I'm hooked on a feeling. There you go. A bit of ooga shaka, ooga chaka, ooga chaka, ooga chaka, ooga chaka, ooga chaka. That's a handy little number to play live in a tight squeeze. Yeah, how long we've been gone for the hour. We're gone for the hour. Let me see, what are the numbers? Oh yeah, here's one I'd like to, because I always find me singing this, knocking around the house, but I know there's a couple of tricky chords, but nothing I can't handle. And I do know, and this is capo first fret. I'm going to do it regularly. Okay, here we go. I gotta take a little time to think things over. Better read between the lines, in case I need it when I'm older. mountain I must climb. Feels a world upon my shoulder. Through the clouds I see the shine. Keeps me warm as life grows colder. In my life, there's been heartache and pain. I don't know if I can face it again. Can't stop now. I've traveled too far to change this lonely life. I wanna know what love is. I want you to show me. I wanna feel what love is. I know you can show me. Take a little time to look around me. Fuck it up. So that's a bit. I need to give that a listen to. It was theorized that Jim Morrison didn't actually die; that his death was fake, so that he could be taken behind the scenes. He was John Galted to start a new life as Rush Limbaugh. Fun to speculate. I heard that as well. Actually, I did hear that same one. Who knows, man? His dad was a admiral in the Bay of Tonkin. So stranger things have happened. Stranger things have happened. Stranger things have happened. I need to go for a quick piss break. So let me see. I'm going to put on something for you. I'm going to put this on just... I put Danny in the. I need to go for a slash and also get some more wine, I suppose. I'm gonna stream this. 1 second, guys. 1 second. Present. Share screen. Danny and the Alien. Share. How are you getting on? Come here to me. I'm looking for Danny Dyer's agent. Sure. Thanks very much.
Hello.
How's it going? Eddie Durkin here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, hello.
Good man. Fair play to you. I'm looking for Danny Dyer's agent. I'm talking to him. Am I?
You are indeed. How can we help, sir?
Excellent. I'm writing a movie which I'm hoping to get in production called Danny and the Alien.
Right.
And it's basically a high concept piece, so you'll have to stick with me now. I think Danny will be very interested as he was in a TV show with Sir Patrick Moore.
Hello, Games Master.
Back off, you sneaky prick.
I can't, my brain is trying to compute what I've just seen there, and, you know.
Which handled the subject of UFOs.
Yeah.
So I'm just looking to get his name attached to it. It's still in the early stages of the process.
The problem is he is contracted to EastEnders for the next 3 years. They can't do anything for 3 years, I'm afraid.
3 years?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. All right. Well, I'll have to get back to you in 3 years, so.
Okay, you do that, mate. Well, good luck.
Nice one, mate. Take care.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Good luck.
That's the Big Bang.
How's it going? This is the Big Bang, is it?
It is, sir.
Savage. Come here. I'm looking for Phil Mitchell. Well, basically, Steve McFadden, the lad who plays Phil Mitchell. My concept is this. It's called Phil and the Alien. It's basically Steve McFadden goes on a UFO mission to save... Friday night, having some wine. Danny and the Alien. Danny and the alien. Danny and the alien. Fighting against the rules on the space station.
Now enriched with Billy Mitchell.
Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Brings back memories. Yeah. This pee break is sponsored by Danny and the Alien. Coming to theaters near you. Never, unless saying that I have broken it down into the Dude 2112. I have broken down a maybe you can give me a hand coming up with some ideas here, right? Okay, so but then if I give the ideas out, someone else might take Danny Dyer. But there is indeed. I've developed this into an idea. Okay. I did wash my hands. I did indeed, Missy, wash my hands. I'm not an animal, though. Sometimes I don't wash my hands, but on this one I did because I thought, ooh, people might be listening. But let's face it, lads. If you go for a piss, sometimes you're just like, you ain't got time. Plus, well, only people with dirty cocks wash their hands. So I've heard. Okay, what was I going to do? Sorry, I was just looking at the messages there. Tonight was going to do a very hard-hitting, fucking depressing piece about a lot of things I bookmarked on Twitter regarding the conflict, and I was like, do you know what? There's enough of that shit going around. I'm going to keep it nice and upbeat because that's what the fucking point of this channel was. Obviously, I do bring awareness to conflicts and weird shit, but there's enough, depressing shit. So I'm going to keep it light and airy. I'm going to sing a song about all the cigarette lighters that I find in my pockets back in the old days. I was in house parties in Galway. I was in house parties in Dublin City. I was in parties in Stockholm. And I'd always have cigarette lighters the very next day. Sean O'Riordan. Hello, my friend. Peace and love from Inchicore, Dublin, Ireland. Homer St. Pat's. Wish us luck this weekend in the FAI against the Antifa mob Bohemians. The Derby Day between St. Pat's of Inchicore and the Bows. I do quite like the way the Bows shirt is of the Palestinian colours. That was a cheeky touch. I saw Claire Daly was wearing one. But thanks very much for viewing, Shawneen. Fucking tell Johnny down the Devil's Cut he still hasn't paid the second installment. Don't forget about us, lads. Well, I stand up next to a mountain, damn, chop it down with the edge of my hand. Well, I stand up next to a mountain, damn, chop it down with the edge of my hand. When I see behind a piece of making island, well, I'd raise a grain of sand. Cause I'm a voodoo child, baby. Lord knows I'm a voodoo child, baby. Fucking why? Start watching Vikings again. Ragnar and the Lads, great show. Yeah, I was thinking about because after I after I was in it, I kind of lost interest, and it kind of got a bit boring. But I wouldn't mind watching it again. Actually, it's a good show. It is a really great show. Martin can make his voice sound like anyone. Thanks very much. Tell that to fuckers who got the money, bastards. You know what I mean? I appreciate that. You seen Farage is going on I'm a Celeb. I thought the Hancock one was bad enough. Nudge Raj on I'm a Celebrity. I mean, people really love me. I'm a man of the people. I tell people what's going on with immigration policies. I'm a big fan of Israel. I stand shoulder to shoulder with our biggest allies in the Middle East, Israel. I also UKIP. You know, it's all they're all fucking wankers, man. A lot of them. You've either got fucking Zionists or woke pricks. Do you know what I mean? They're basically two fucking and warmongers. I'm on the side of peace. Do you know what I mean? I'm on the side of fucking fairness. Give everyone a crack at a whip. Give everyone their own land. Respect people's cultures. And I think the European people have been pinched between these two fucking monolithic tits. Do you know what I mean? It's like we're a reluctant penis getting a tit wank off two of the worst kind of fucking cultures imaginable. Leave us be to do as we please. Stop raising interest and usury. Stop bombing people in the Middle East. Stop causing shit all around the world. I'm a warrior for the Prince of Peace. To quote Gerald Celente. You know, anyone who doesn't fucking is anybody who isn't a peace extremist, fuck them. Do you know what I mean? Just seen Jimmy Dore had a thing up here about Tulsi Gabbard saying that let me see. Jimmy Dore. It said, like, even RFK, another disappointing. I'm for peace and for war, he says. But apparently Tulsi Gabbard is fucking backtracked as well, and you're just like, just have a pair of balls. Do you know what I mean? Have a pair of fucking balls and just fucking stick by your convictions and take the slings and arrows. As the old saying goes, how long shall they kill our prophets while we Some say it's just a part of it. We got to fulfill the book. Want to help to sing these songs of freedom is all I ever know. Is redemption song. Very importantly, emancipate yourself from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our mind. Have no fear for atomic energy. None of them can stop at a time. You know what I mean? Bobby Marley knew the crack. Graham Russell. How are the old arm stumps now, Maloney? Are they're growing back, yeah. Bad old doing on the Silk Road, hey. Bad old fucking doing. I would do if I could get away long enough after me being gone for 3 weeks. It's going to be a while till I get shore leave. Martin, have you ever been approached by celebrity banister? You'd give them all a training with the slip-on shoes. I remember Callum West was on that celebrity banister, and I met him. I was on the plane knock to London once about 10 years ago, and he looked like he'd been on the fucking pints and Fox the night before. Oh, here now. And maybe a bit of the fucking waffle dust. And a JK, hey, ooh, Ric Flair, Nature Boy. I remember when we used to sit in the government yard in Trenchtown, hey, observing the hypocrites as they would mingle with good people we met. Good friends we had, good friends we lost along the way. Hey, in this bright future, you can't forget your past. So I hide your tears, I say. Try it. No woman, no cry. No woman, no cry. No woman, no cry. No woman, no cry. I met a Jinso ballroom queen in Memphis. Had to put up some kind of a fight. Good lady will shave me across her shoulder, and I just can't seem to drink her off my mind. Well, it's a honky-tonk woman. Give me the honky-tonk groove. Later, divorcee in New York City. Had to put up some kind of a fight. The lady, well, she covered me in roses. She blew my nose and then she blew my mind. Well, it's a honky-tonk woman. Give me the honky-tonk blues. As humans, we have 99% same reasons for living. As JFK said, we all breathe the same air. We all cherish our children's future, and we are all immortal. I'm going to cover this, but change the lyrics to "No boy man, no cry." Very good, Missy. Very good. Perhaps a pipe dream, but a dream worth considering. I think most people, I'd say about 95% of people just want to get on. For example, I was just on Twitter about half an hour before coming here, and something come up about like a bunch of alleged Hamas fighters were captured by the IDF, right? Now, I'm not condoning anyone's fucking violence, right? You know, you have to, but do you condemn Hamas? Of course, taking human life is it's morally repugnant. But you've also got to look at the point of things where basically how many of these Hamas fighters lost siblings, parents, aunties, uncles, cousins, friends, pets, while being fucking stuck inside this tiny strip of land. And when I saw the comments, and they usually, I don't know what it is with Indian people with their fucking head buried up Israel's arse. You know, I know that they have the Pakistan-India dispute with Kashmir, and there's been religious wars between Hindus and Muslims. But the comments were like, burn them alive, why are they still alive? And let's say they are the ones responsible for this, yeah. You know, if you find people that are guilty of shit, what separates you from them if you bestow upon them wrath? Vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. But I guess the Israelis don't really ascribe to that, being that, you know, they are atheist or Orthodox Jewish, or, you know, so, you know, it's there are different sets of rules, but, you know, it's I try and do a bit of try and follow the law of the Sermon on the Mount, even though I couldn't quote it. It's like that Alan Partridge thing, something by Rudyard Kipling. If ABC, Bob's your uncle. Don't Follow by Alice in Chains. I can't remember that song actually. A guy in LA got hit in the head with a megaphone and died because of what's going on there. Wow. Yeah, I mean, let me show you something. Let me show you something interesting. Okay, this guy. This fucking stateside looking lad over here, hey. Let me just share this window with you real quick. Did you know that this man here, Albert Pike, is he was I think he was a captain in the Confederate Army in the American Civil War. And he's the only serving member of the Confederates that has a statue north of Richmond. And if you look here, you'll see the 33-degree Mason and the two-headed eagle. That is basically the eagle of Timmy Mallet's Swayze, for want of a better word. But this man wrote Rules and Dogma, which is but he did he did get his statue toppled actually by the BLM crew. But if you go Albert Pike letter to Mazzini, let's have a little look and see what comes up. Let's have a little look. Okay, so the First World War must be brought about in order to permit the Illuminati to overthrow the power of the Tsars in Russia and making that country a fortress of atheistic communism. Well, that happened. The divergences caused by the agentur of the Illuminati between the British and Germanic empires will be used to foment this war. At the end of the war, communism will be built and used in order to destroy the other governments and in order weaken the religions. The Second World War must be fomented by taking advantage of the differences between the fascists and the political Zionists. This war must be brought about so that Nazism is destroyed and the political Zionism be strong enough to institute a sovereign state of Israel in Palestine. During the Second World War, international communism must become strong enough in order to balance Christendom, which would then be strained and held back in check until the time when we would need it for the final social cataclysm. The Third World War must be fomented by taking advantage of the differences caused by the agenda of the Illuminati between political Zionists and the leaders of the Islamic world. The war must be conducted in such a way that Islam, the Muslim Arabic world, the political Zionism state of Israel mutually destroy each other. Meanwhile, the other nations, once more divided on this issue, will be constrained to fight to the point of complete physical, moral, spiritual, and economic exhaustion. We shall unleash the nihilists and the atheists, and we shall provoke a formidable social cataclysm, which in all its horror will show clearly to the nations the effect of absolute atheism, origin of savagery, and the most bloody turmoil. Then everywhere the citizens, obliged to defend themselves against the world minority of revolutionaries, will exterminate those destroyers of civilization, and the multitude, disillusioned with Christianity, whose deistic spirits will from that moment be without compass or direction, anxious for an ideal, but without knowing where to render its adoration, will receive the true light through the universal manifestation of the pure doctrine of Lucifer, brought finally out into the public view. This manifestation will result in the general reactionary movement, which will follow the destruction of Christianity and atheism, both conquered and exterminated by this at the same time. Yeah. So that was, that's something to take into consideration. Time traveler. As Carlin said, the table is tilted. It really is. Look, they don't think in terms of years, man. They think in terms of centuries. These fuckers, and and as you said, we are all immortal, and who knows who knows why I've been interested in this shit since I was a kid. Here's another thing I had. I was always interested in the paranormal, and this was a magazine. This was fucking great. I used to watch 40 and TV with with Reverend Lionel Fanthorpe. So this here, you had a binder. I'll share this. I shall share this again. So when I was a kid, every fortnight I would get this magazine. Not the X Factor featuring Louis Walsh and the boys. This one. Oh, come on, you bastard. Lizard people? Okay, how do I fucking get this up? So this one here, X Factor on the right. Can you see my cursor? Let me know if you can see my cursor on the screen. Anybody, just let me know if you can see my cursor on the screen. I'm going to continue on and assume you can't. But so this, I used to get this, and it talks about Chucaprica, UFOs, non-lethal weapons, I wonder, do they have it in PDF form? But I used to love reading about that. Is it ghosts? Spontaneous combustion. It's quite interesting. It was quite interesting. PDF free. Come on, I'd love to read. Oh yeah, please tell me. Is it? Is it? No. What is this shit? Ah, Simon Cowell with the green face. I mean, guys, are you serious? I mean, guys, come on. Um, where the fuck would that have gone? Bollocks to it anyway. Yeah, but I used to enjoy that. Let me see. John Anderson, what was your people's opinions of your mustache when you first grew it, or growing one now? Do you know, man? Mustaches are cool. Just grow it and enjoy it, man. So it's a perfectly fucking. Apparently, servicemen in the army, they're not allowed to have beards unless you're like in the SEALs. But if you can have a mustache. I have a kind of like a bit of that, and maybe for the old excuse of Movember, I'll keep this bad boy rocking. I'd be like, it'd be like the theme tune to this. Sorry about that, got carried away. Let me see. I have seen a UFO, no joke, 100%. Just as pilots describe, we won't start on the ghosts. I've heard growing up in an old farmhouse. Well, I mean, I've said this dozens of times. I saw a UFO on a plane, and thankfully, I wasn't the only one. And it was a glowing orb of light. Couldn't tell how far away it was, really, or how big it was. It looked pretty fucking big. Came up, did a right angle turn, shot off in front of the plane. That I mean, it's funny because like if I was to read about like people who'd seen UFOs, I'd be like, yeah, did you though? Even though I have seen one myself. Um, who knows? But they are. I've seen one, and ghosts. Yeah, fucking hell, man. Like I've had a couple of like weird paranormal. I remember I was in Sicily once in 2009 with the ex, and staying in this place in Trapani. This hotel must have been about 800 years old. Not the hotel, but the building itself, and they'd reconditioned the basement room. And about 2 a.m. on the first night, I woke up, felt like I was being strangled, and I looked out my eyes and looked above me. There was a dark figure with this big black round hat leaning over me, and I just went like this. There's lots of stuff going on. There's shit that we don't even, it's easy to dismiss this, but there's stuff going on we have no idea about. So interesting. But if you got any existential questions or unexplained phenomena or conspiratorial stuff, fucking hit me up in the chat, man. Let's turn this into like a little woo, some ghost stories. Like, let's have a bit of fun with this. You know what I mean? Probably just Sam and his girlfriend messing with you, but you can hear that comes out in you can hear it comes out in the writing of Hardy books, like as well. You can. What can I say? I'm a fucking strange dude, man. Do you know what I mean? Fucking odd. I'm an odd character. Everyone, get your tinfoil hat on. Fucking jet fuel. Don't melt steel beams. Okay, lay me out with something. Let me hear you. Let me hear you say something. Go on. That man there, fucking Jimmy Page. He lived in Aleister Crowley's house in Scotland. And Aleister Crowley, he was OTO. And some weird shit there, man. Some weird shit there, man. Come on, anyone. It's 24 of you watching. Someone must have some intriguing shite to bring up. Anybody. Come on, baby. You know you're the girl of my dreams. Dolores Cannon books. I haven't, Missy. I haven't. But I'll tell you one thing. Danny Dyer, I don't believe in UFOs. Fucking no way, man. You fucking recommend that. You know what I mean? It's like, what's going on? Jonah Anderson, would you rather find out in your lifetime ghosts are real or aliens are officially confirmed? I'd say ghosts, because if they're ghosts of, it's more of a, I guess it's more of a reassurance that, life beyond the grave. Sometimes I feel like, all right, ghosts. Okay, yes, I do personally believe in ghosts, and people might be like, "Oh, you're a fucking science. You're a science denier. Oh, it's science. Oh, sure, the ghosts. No, I've experienced weird shit, right? And maybe ghosts are attracted to those people who are open to accepting that as being something, realistic. And but I do think that, there are arguments. I once heard that if you break atoms down into the most smallest point, that it's light. I don't know if that's true or not, but someone said this to me years ago as a kid. My sister's ex-boyfriend said it. He said that if you break atoms down, I'll actually look this up now just to double check. Break down atoms far enough, they become light. Let's just have a look. Maybe this is an old theory. Okay. I will write, do atoms consist of light? Do atoms consist of light? Fuck him. Okay, for brevity's sake. So basically, ghosts. If you have some, we are all beings of energy and frequency, and as Nikolai Tesla would say, if you want to understand the universe, you have to understand energy, vibrations, and frequency. Was it energy? Oh, fuck, sorry about this. Energy, vibration, and frequency. Yes. Let me just. Nikolai Tesla was a master of energy, frequency, and vibration. He understood that everything is energy, and that by harnessing this energy, we can create anything we desire. Tesla knew that if we want to attract something into our lives, we need to match its frequency. Interesting. So when it comes to ghosts, before I get off on that tangent, okay, what's this here? That feeling of someone sitting on your chest is called old hag syndrome. It's a response to stress, also exploding head syndrome. That happened to me once, and it was fucking terrifying, exploding head syndrome. I'm glad you brought that up. Loud noises as you're falling asleep, both are stress responses. Well, fair enough. I guess I was pretty stressed at the time that happened. That exploding head syndrome was one of the weirdest fucking things that I've ever experienced. It happened to me twice. But the sitting on the chest thing, right? I know that's a thing, you know, in old ancient times they would refer to it as like incubus or succubus or something like this. But when I woke up, I saw with my waking eyes a figure. That's what the scary thing was. But I do know, but that exploding head syndrome, man, that was one of the weirdest fucking things that I ever experienced. Sleep paralysis, yeah. But I mean, like, okay, sometimes, like, yeah, you have science that can. The other thing is, like, science can dissect things. You know, and I always thought of like there are things that are unexplainable, and science can indeed dissect the divine. You know what I mean? If the light in atoms are photons, so there are photons in atoms. Sleep paralysis demons. Who knows? Like we really don't know. As Like we don't know what frequent. Like David Icke always talks about the fact that we can only see a certain. The only thing we can see is a narrow spectrum of ultraviolet light. Like we don't know what else inhabits the ether. Let's say. And sometimes when I think about like ghost sightings, you know, you always hear it's like battlefields, you know, old buildings that might have been torture chambers or the site of a murder or a horrific incident. And if we are indeed beings of energy, which we are like potential and kinetic energy in motion, then if something so intense happens, you know, and the same can be said for positive things that happen. Let's say if a really blissful moment took place in a house and the house was a place of love and good energy, then maybe, you know, if you consider photographs are light, that's energy that is imprinted onto the film, then maybe it stands to reason that an energy, whether it be dark or positive or good or bad, is so intense that the residue of that energy that took place at a certain time leaves an impression or a print in the form of a ghost on in the environment that it took place in. But then who knows? Maybe it is the fact that I don't know that it is so intense that it's just imprinted on the landscape, or if an element of those individuals spiritual are still stuck or attached to that thing and need to be released from that. I don't fucking know. Ghosts don't exist. Fact. It's all in the mind. I don't know, man. I don't know. I've met a lot of people in my time that have been convinced of things. We've often, like when we were living in the UK, is when I was a kid, we had to get the priest out a few times to bless the place. And we lived on a place called Brinbank, which is Welsh for Bryn is hill. And there was a lot of other neighbors that had some weird shit happen, because apparently there used to be two churches on that road. And there was a woman called Val, a neighbor, who'd found an old kind of a large ornate crucifix that was buried in a garden. And when she unearthed that, everything just went wrong, and she ended up having to put it back in the ground, and everything was fine again. I don't know. Ghosts are your perception of another dimension, says Missy. Cardinal Flanagan. I had sleep paralysis when I was younger. It was very strange. Waking up unable to move, and I could only see straight ahead. No peripheral vision, just grey. Yeah, I mean, like it is. Like I actually, I have to say, last Saturday and Sunday night, I had this weird feeling where I was in a dream and I was in like absolute like physical pain and cramp in my whole body. And thankfully, when I woke up, there was no pain. Like I've had weird dreams. I mean, sometimes I will fall asleep like this, snoozing, and you'll have really fucked up dreams where you're basically your body is trying to wake you up because it's this unpleasant feeling that it's like, come on, wake up and get this fucking stuff out from under your gum. Some people think their eyes are open and they can see the room, but it's a mental image. Well, it felt very real. It felt like I could see something. When I woke up, I could see the room and the outline and a figure over me. Like I personally, I know it's like that. Okay, it's like that fucking ball of light I seen, and thankfully there was two others who seen it with me. That was something. People say ball lightning, but it was a spherical, pulsating ball of light that came up at a right angle, took off in front of the plane afterwards. At incredible speeds, faster than a plane at cruising speed. Now that's something that people could say, okay, that's ball lightning, but the guy behind me who's seen it, this Egyptian guy, when I asked him, he said that thing had intelligence. And I actually accosted the cabin crew, which they told me to lay off the drugs. So people with sleep paralysis think they can see. I've already taken that one. You have diving protection, but you have not invited it in. What's that, Missy? I don't understand what that means, but please elaborate. I told my family I'd been hearing a bloke's voice in the garden a lot recently, thinking it was my fella when he was at work. No one was there. My daughter said, "That's not even funny. I keep hearing him." I met a woman on a plane. I mean, this is anecdotal. The divine protection is not intrusive. It must be invited. We live away from other houses. No, it wasn't a mental image. The one time I slept on the edge of the bed, I fell off the bed, but I could only see a head and not move. Nobody is going to tell me what I saw and experienced. Sorry. Yuri Geller is after you. Okay, Pat Connell says, I had a large seaweed head lad and an evil Schmiegel lad electrocute me in the chest and told me they electrocute my heart. I couldn't move. Wasn't afraid. It's just weird. Was wondering after who was that. They weren't there. They weren't there. I was. But what was I just gonna? Oh yeah. So this woman, I can't remember her name, Mairead from Mullingar. She lived in Norway. I had a very deep and honest conversation with her, and she said that she predicted her sister's death and her dad's death, and I had quite an interesting conversation with her about it, and she predicted a lot of other people dying before it happened, and she said that she was cursed with this ability, and weirdly enough, something similar happened to me once when I came back from filming the Hardy books in Europe. I remember, being really excited to see my dog Sid, the one who's in the second series. And my mum had got him a new collar. It looked really nice on him. And I was like, oh, he looks really cute in his new collar. And I was like, be a shame if he died. I was like, whoa, where the fuck's that come from? Next day, he got run over and killed by a car. So sometimes my ex-wife's, right, when I was over here visiting in 2007, I came over for a 2-week holiday. And we were getting ready. It was my second day over here in Sweden, and at about 6 o'clock in the evening, me and my ex Tanya were, getting ready to go out that night, and I could just hear this fucking wailing and screaming downstairs. I was like, "Whoa, is she a bit of a fucking nutter?" And then I was like, "What the fuck's wrong with you? Like, what the fuck?" It was hysterical. She said how Pella, her stepdad, had been killed in a quad bike accident, and young man, 47. He was on a quad bike, and he had this accident of the wheel came off or what, but he hits the only tree for a 2-kilometer stretch, and a branch goes straight through his ribs and punctures his heart and kills him instantly. Now, a couple of days later, my mother-in-law gets a call from her deceased mother's telephone number to her phone. It comes up, and there was no one there. So, I mean, me personally speaking, what I believe is whenever someone close to you dies, that window between here and wherever else is kind of open ajar and strange things happen. Oh, we got Maddie Strangeways just entered the chat. Any other sliders here? Streetlight interference phenomena. Matty, why don't you come on and have because I know when I was over there in the desert with you, you were big on the you were big on the sightings. So hop in for a touch there, Matty boy, and have a little chat regarding these phenomena, because the Pima guys, like your friend EVGV, he'd have a couple of interesting stories. But I do indeed think that me personally speaking, I do believe that there are more. There's more than meets the eye here, and some people, fall for daft shite. I mean, for example, some people are really big into crystals and holding crystals. I don't know. I'm not knocking it, but I'm like, it's like, oh, sending light and love and all this kind of stuff. I think that's a lot of it is a bit ethereal and make it up as you go along. And I'm not knocking it. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Who knows? But weird things do happen, the unexplained mysteries, and I've always been interested in that kind of stuff since I was young. Like when we were kids, like we had weird shit happen in our house. The one I was telling you about, the priest had to come out. Like weird shit was happening. Like my sister, my second older sister, like woke up thinking she was being strangled, and then like my mother was downstairs. I think both parents were downstairs in different rooms, and this like really heavy stamping was happening up on top of the landing in the hall on the second floor. And my mum said, "Vin, is that you fucking stamping around up there?" He's like, "I'm in the fucking living room." And there was like drops of blood on the top of the door. And then when they went into my parents' bedroom, the whole front room, or the front bedroom, was just covered in wasps. Weird shit happened. Maddie Strangeways, my man.
Hey, buddy.
Papa Sean, go. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, lovely stuff. How are you getting on?
I'm good, man. Just got back from work a little while ago.
You're looking well.
Thank you. Yeah, all right.
How's the weather over there? Is it nice and chill now?
Oh, it's beautiful. It is so gorgeous, man. It was
Perfect time.
77 Fahrenheit was the peak today, so it was low 70s and just, whew, it's gorgeous.
Let me see, 76 F to Celsius. Let me do a bit of 24 degrees. That's running a smooth temperature, Maddie Strangeways.
It was nice, man. It was nice.
Happy birthday week, says Missy.
Hey, Missy, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Stephen Grant asks, how do you feel about Matthew Perry death? Pretty shitty,
eh? I tell you, he's the same age as me, same name, but he's been to Epstein's Island way more than I have.
Has he? Was he on Epstein's Island?
Yeah, he was on the list purportedly.
Really?
Yeah.
Fuck me.
That's what I read. I didn't see the confirm it, but I saw it in a few different places. And do what you will with that.
Someone says Friends actor Matthew Perry was not on Epstein's Island.
Oh,
but that was someone on Twitter.
Yeah, I think I saw some of that too. So purportedly, let's say that. There's a little bit this and that. There was someone a debunking article.
Matthew Perry reportedly fatigued hours before death. He was going to testify against the Clintons. Instagram, in case you have any questions, here is proof. Matthew Perry was on the list of Epstein Island. Who knows? But I'll tell you one thing, though. He had a problem with drinking drugs, and, it's just another one of them casualties of stardom in Hollywood. Like, it's...
something like 36 failed attempts or 30-something failed attempts at rehab.
Yeah.
Wow.
Not good.
No, not good.
And funny enough, on the show, like if you see his persona from the show, you'd think he was the one who would have had his shit most together out of
Yeah.
everyone.
Yeah, right.
So on the strand of the paranormal, Pat
Yeah.
Connell says had a mate come from South Africa a month before, said he met a witch beside him on a plane, told him how to douse your home, and he walked about, left cuts of copper everywhere. Think he opened a portal. Dowsing is a weird one. Are you familiar with dowsing, Matt?
Yeah, it's funny you say that. We were it just came up yesterday at work. We were measuring something. I was like, "What are you dowsing?" And we had a guy at work that was purportedly a dowser. He has since retired. And I watched a video this week about it. So yes, I don't know, man. I mean, it's pervasive through cultures in history, looking for water, at least through
But ley lines
in
as
Ireland,
well.
and England, and yeah.
Ley lines also
Right.
coincide with ley lines. Apparently, Belfast and is built on. Okay, this comes back in 2009. Ley lines, an account of a psychonautic adventures in Belfast. I've been working on finding ley lines in Northern Ireland. I've been doing some basic research. But apparently, there's 2 intersecting ley lines in Belfast, and I think there's 3 in Jerusalem, from what my sister told me. Melody says her farm was on ley lines. I mean, I don't know what ley lines. Let me just double check that. Sorry, Matt. All right. What are ley lines? To the layperson, what are ley lines? Okay, so Wikipedia, we'll use that bastion of impartial information. Ley lines are straight alignments drawn between various historic structures, prehistoric sites, and prominent landmarks. The idea was developed in early 20th century Europe. Ley line believers arguing that these alignments were recognized by ancient societies that deliberately erected structures along them. Apparently, churches are often built on ley lines, I think.
That roll into the Sorry, go ahead.
Since 1960s, members of the Earth Mysteries movement and other esoteric traditions have commonly believed that such ley lines demarcate Earth energies and serve as guides for alien spacecraft. Archaeologists and scientists regard ley lines as an example of pseudo-archaeology and pseudoscience. The idea of leys as straight tracks across the landscape put forward by the English antiquarian Alfred Watkins in the early 1920s, particularly in his book, The Old Straight Track. He argued that straight lines could be drawn between various historic structures, and these represented trade routes. Yeah, I don't know. Matt, what are your opinions and insights on ley lines?
Yeah, that's one of those that it's pretty exciting when some people present it. You know, it looks kind of makes sense, but there's a reason why academics don't buy it. And, you know, I'm no expert on it, but it's kind of like the parallel thing, you know, what lies on the 33rd parallel and energies and stuff. It's I could talk myself into it and easily talk myself out of it just as quickly. So that doesn't help much, I know, but
I don't know. I mean,
curious.
it seems to be where, like, I mean, this is anecdotal because I mean, I really should get my sister Trisha on to talk about it because she was hanging out. She was a member of the Dowsing Society there, which I'd say there's a lot of people who enjoy mushies and you know, don't we all?
Yeah.
Wow, Melody's grandmother was 101 when she passed. Fair play to her. She was doing something right.
Did you see what I posted about the streetlight interference? Are you familiar with that? Have you heard of it?
No.
So I have a little personal experience on that. In the late 80s, early 90s, I started to notice that streetlights would go out when I was underneath them. As I would approach them, they would go out.
Actually, that happened to me last week or this week.
All right.
It literally happened to me.
I believe you.
Walking the dog the other day.
It happens when I walk the dog, and it'll go in periods where, like, it may not happen for a year or two sometimes, and then something will come up and just like lately I've been hitting it, and I notice it wherever I go, and I just had it in my head as a thing. Never thought it would be anything. One day on like Art Bell or public radio somewhere or something in the 90s, I heard the tail end of a story about it, and I was like, that's me. Whatever. Then later down the years, the internet, Wikipedia, there's one guy, Edmund Hillary, or is that the Explorer? Somebody with a name like Edmund Hillary. and they call them sliders, streetlight interference, and there's no knowledge of it. There's a bunch of potential reasons. Could be just noticing it. Could happen all the time, and I just happen to notice it, and others that do that just happen to notice it. You would think if it was some sort of energy thing, it would be measurable, which is probably not. It's not something that like I can go, oh, and turn a light off like telekinesis or anything.
because you just think like it's a bit strange that it just turned off like that.
Yeah.
Because I was like, there's a series of steps near where I live, and you know, it's quite a lot of them. There's like 140 of them, and or more, 170. But like, I was walking down, you know, it's kind of not many people. There was a guy walking towards me. No, this is another time actually. But yeah, I was just walking the dog the other night, and on the steps, street light just goes off, and I was like, I kind of stood back, and I was like, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
dog was having a shite, and I was like, looking back, being like, what the fuck is that? But what do you think it is? What's the story?
If I heard somebody else say it to me that it happens to them, I would be a super skeptic. You know, like I would think that they're just saying some bullshit.
Bit like me, and when I was talking about that ball of light on the plane that I've frequently spoke about.
Right. It's to the common sense individual. Why would you think that that was a real thing? But I'm telling you, unless it's just pattern recognition, unless it's just something I happen to notice, which is most likely what it is, it probably has more to, you know, the Occam's razor, you know, 99.9999% of all these things are just bullshit or some coincidence or something that's a phenomena that's natural that we just don't understand or this and that. It's but explainable. And that little percent, though, I think is out there is the question mark stuff. So I don't know, man. All I can tell you is it happens, and I feel like it happens when either I'm in a creative or an energetic phase or things are changing, but I could be just attributing that. I could just be adding that on my own.
I was going to say, for anybody who has experienced an acid trip, what's your opinion on acid? Because it's a strange. I mean, obviously, you're tripping because of a different chemical that's been introduced to the body, but in terms of, there seems to be something in it that feels otherworldly, or you know, the geometric patterns and the accuracy. I mean, it's the things that you know you can't actually. I mean, you could try and replicate something that you see in an experience like that, but you'd struggle to try and get the detail. But like the detailed patterns that are just fucking displayed everywhere, you know, and I find why, you know what I mean? Yeah. Why does your mind create such detailed?
Right. Is that just a breakdown
patterns?
of the same mechanics that create everything we see? Be looking at this computer, is it just a different rearrangement of angles and colors and light intensity and dimension? But you're right. It seems like it's not coming from outside. It's something. It's got to be from inside or tapping into a universal. Is it like that little extra something that's just sitting there waiting for us to evolve to it, or it's just some sort of tie into the universe?
I mean, these are like, this is, you know, like this is nearly 3 a.m. chat for me. Was it like 5 o'clock there now?
It is 6:37. Swain's playing tonight.
Swain.
Yeah. Good old Swain.
Good lads, man. Good lads. So I believe you're going to be coming to visit me here in Sweden at some stage.
Yes, man. I'm looking at the planes right now.
You'll be coming to snow, I'd say, if you come January, February. You'll have a good time, man. You'll have a good time. Will he be? They're not going to have straight flights from.
I looked at this skyscanner.com, which is a new website I was unfamiliar with. And
a new website,
Skyscanner.
I've been using that for 10 years.
You have? Really?
It's the best one, I think. Yeah. Momondo is another good one.
Never heard of either of those, and I go to all the cheap flight ones. It must be just what's coming through in America or my algorithm or whatever. That's what comes up on DuckDuckGo. But yeah, so Skyscanner had like good. I mean, it's because it's February. Who goes there in that time? It's you go in summer to go to somewhere cold and whatnot. But so there's great deals, and I can have if there's good crack, I can have a good time. You know what I mean? I don't need have to be like the stereotype of the beach and this and that. I like to meet people and
Well, to
see
be
things.
fair, like you spend most of the time in like that time when we were walking around the zoo in Arizona, and I said, "What's it like here in the summer?" And you just looked at me and went, "No." And at that stage, like in April, I was like, "Oh, it's fucking hot, man."
It's madness, man.
It was enough. It was enough for me to be kind of comfortable in, and that was only April.
Yeah,
When I saw like at the peak of where it was like 48 degrees Celsius.
Yeah, it was brutal. There was a podcast just came out this week. A Scottish conservation guy, zoo guy, and an English conservation zoo guy. They have a podcast on conservation, but they go to different facilities as part of their travels, and they have a separate series where they review these zoos and this and that. And they went to my work and in the springtime, but he was talking about just being a Scottish guy there, that like he had kind of the stuff we were talking about with water, that like people were like, you're going to need a whole bunch of water and this and then. He was like, oh, I'll be fine or whatever, And then
That's like what you said to me.
Like, where's the shade? Where's the shade? Where's the, laughing at how big the drinks were until he realized he drank the whole thing because he needed it.
Well, remember when we were leaving LA, you were like, "You dude, I get water for you," and I was like, "Man, he's really fucking into his water." And then we're like halfway through the desert, I'm like, "Where's that fucking water?"
Yeah. It's a scary reality, man. People like in summer, you could break down if you're out in the middle of nowhere and your car breaks down and you're not stocked up on water, you literally could just die.
Yeah.
It's just like cold.
That's the thing. I always felt like I had a brilliant time in Arizona. I mean, it was fucking awesome. It was like it felt like it was all those movies I'd seen growing up.
Yeah.
About like it's just you're there, and you think like I remember like the last time I was in like a desert climate was when I was in Victoria, like in southern Australia.
Yeah.
And just being in the desert there, and it's kind of like a weird, not agoraphobic, but also because it's spacious, but it feels claustrophobic in a way because I like to be near water.
Yeah. You feel, and even if there is water, you can't see it. You don't know where it is because it would just be some stream, some riparian area. Arizona, some 90% of our riparian areas have been dammed up in the last year. So yeah, it does feel weird. It does feel weird at times.
How about that camping trip of Melody Pure? That'd be good fun. I'd like to do that. Sorry for cutting you off there, Matt.
No.
It's like we met through the stream, and Dr. David, Chris Perez. There's a lot of you. I have your regular viewers. We have become friends in real life, which is fantastic. It's a nice little I mean, I've said it many times, but it's a nice Graham Russell, another one, and many more of you.
You got a
but
good
it's
crew.
A nice little crew of people that we've cultivated. It's like I've been at this now on this channel for about 6 years, I think, and one side of me was like, oh, it'd be nice to have a really big channel, but it's kind of I like to keep it the way it is. It's
yeah,
it's got a nice. It's about the right size.
Yeah.
I'm kind of not really looking for anything bigger than this because I get to broadcast and keep my presentation sharp.
Yeah, I look forward to just the show for you and your guests and this and that. But I also enjoy the chat, man. There's some funny motherfuckers in there, and people from coming all over. What was it? The very first time I was on, some guy came on and said, "Who's this lesbian?"
About you.
I fucking laughed about that for weeks. I was like, and somebody on one of them, and I didn't notice it till later on one of the chats, there was a fan of my old band. Somebody posted one of our albums and stuff, and Yeah, there's a good crew. Good.
I was going through the laundry today, putting laundry away, and I was like, so Chris Perez gave me this T-shirt, the Hammer from fucking, where is it? Portsmouth, somewhere in like New England.
Nice.
But then there was another green T-shirt, and I was like, he gave Mo the Celtics T-shirt, and I was like, what other green T-shirt is this? I was like, lifted up and was like Greenhaven.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, fucking Mary Strange.
There you go.
But that's a fucking, like I said it to you. It's like it's got a real butthole surfers, early Queens of Stone Age vibe to it. It's incredible stuff.
I'm going out to the Queens of the Stone Age neighborhood next week. Going out to
Palm
Joshua
Springs,
Tree. Yeah, Joshua Tree, just on the other side of near Palm Springs, north of it, on the other side of the park, Joshua Tree. And I'm staying in the Joshua Tree Inn, meeting a friend from San Diego. She's coming up there to meet me. And we're staying, if you've never heard of the Joshua Tree Inn, that's where Graham Parsons overdosed. And he died there. And it's a crazy story. I can't remember where Keith Richards comes in, but it's just this little motel, but it's cool. And he died in the room. Last time I stayed in the Emmylou Harris room where she stays, which is next to where Graham Parsons died. Yeah, and this time I'm staying on the other side. There's a little thing from there. And this place there's a movie about, after he died, his buddies stole his corpse at the airport, and they brought it back out to Joshua Tree to fulfill a pact to burn it, to die in the desert. So they burned it up. And I think they only got halfway and they got busted or something happened. And they made a movie about it with Johnny Knoxville. And I've only watched the front half, and Christina Applegate's in it. But it's a fascinating story. And then
was he in The Birds of Roger McGuinn?
Yep. And Burrito Brothers, and kind of like jumping off, doing his own thing. He was going to keep going.
The Emmylou Harris Wrecking Ball album that was done with Dan Lenoir was a fucking brilliant album.
Yeah, she's a powerhouse of talent. Other interesting things about this plate is Robert Plant. He'll stay. I think he has or had a house in town, but he used to stay at this inn, and it's also where what's his name, the producer of Saturday Night Live, Lorne Michaels, had the idea for Saturday Night Live. He was sitting at the pool there, smoking a doobie. I think, at least that's how
the Doobie Brothers.
The Doobie Brothers. So,
but
cool.
I find it. I mean, people who are born and raised in like the desert. Yeah, Jim Morrison always the desert. What was it? Indians lying on Dawn's highway bleeding.
Ghost crowd.
Young child strikes your actual mind.
We used to do that too. It's Peace Frog, right?
Peace Frog, yeah.
Blood in the streets in the town of New Haven.
American Prayer. That was a fucking brilliant album.
Apart from American Prayer, yeah.
I pressed her thigh and Death smiled. Death, old friend.
Yes.
You know, it was just boom, do do do. I'll always be a word man, better than the bird man.
It'll always be a woad man.
A woad man. Stevie Kelly there as well. Fair play to him. Do you know, man? I really fucking love to come back to Phoenix. I feel like I got getting time away. You know what I mean? It's like anytime.
Let me throw you two. Well, one quick idea. It's just part of our ongoing conversation.
Go on.
You know, I'm always thinking about how things can really get done. I have the same point, but also, you know, practical. If you really wanted to do the thing with Danny, we would do it weekend at Danny's, like weekend at Bernie's. Starts like Friday at noon and ends like Sunday 10 p.m. 3 days of cooking crack. The buddies coming over, people stopping
in the pool,
jumping in the pool, like just like you could stay at his place, or probably his wife probably be pissed if I invited you over to stay. But you stay at my place, or we put you in the hotel right next to it. You know, we're all in the hood, and then like really just get all this food. You guys can like just film the whole thing.
I think it sounds like a fucking brilliant idea. You know, like the last time,
low money.
Like you and your friends, man. Like, I mean, it's just, you know, like I'll be going through bags. Like there were so many mementos of the occasion. You know, I find like stickers and the Diamondbacks hat you sent, and like the stickers. Like my daughter put the stickers up on the wall.
Nice.
You know, it's
nice.
I just like New York was cool, but I've been there. I've lived there before, and I've been there before. and I know, I knew what to expect with New York, even though I also had a fantastic time last time I met new people, but Phoenix was just completely. I think also the fact that we left here in April where it was like cold and
Yeah.
fucking, hanging on until summer came, and then we get to Phoenix, it's just like monster trucks, mushrooms,
Yeah, right.
the
Also,
desert, cool people who were coming out of like,
yeah.
it was just yourself, and
True.
yeah,
Well,
it was just
check
felt
this-
like driving down boulevards in Phoenix, and just even. I mean, it's a mad spot because the blocks are so wide. You're like walking, you haven't even really.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the
Yeah,
kind of place I wouldn't have minded a few more weeks or something.
There's
Just to
so
really
much
get
more.
it.
It's a sprawl, and the state is so like Phoenix is centrally located. You can go in different directions, and there's just different outdoor shit that's you would not expect it. There's pine forests less than an hour from the Sonoran Desert of Phoenix. Go right up, and it's just like you're in big green trees and giant fucking mountains, and all sorts of stuff. The other thing I was going to say is so I finished my first draft of this book I've been working on forever, this middle grade book. I just finished it last week. So I'm going to do one more go through, personal edits, and hope there's no major plot problems I have to freak out about, and send it off to the folks for real editing and all that. So now my mind is like, all right, well, if that book's, if it sucks, then I don't have to do anything else. But if it's any good, then I got to write the follow-up because it's a 3-part series, but I'm not ready to start it. So I was like, well, I remembered I had a script that I was super excited about, but I cut out of it pre-COVID to work on this other script, that one about the English race car driver, the one I sent you. And this other script, and I went back to it and all my notes, and it's completely outlined out, and it's simple, and it's completely different. It's set in Arizona, and we might have chatted about it or not, but I'm like really thinking, and I'm thinking about who I know that might want to read it or could direct it. And the protagonist is a like late 30s-year-old small town Arizona mechanic who doesn't like computers and only works on engines that are
Analog.
old school, an analog guy. And it's this whole, he ends up building a submarine in his garage because of this recurring dream, and this Native American EVGB type character tells him that he needs to build the submarine. But you could play that part.
Could do this.
American
Hey,
accent. An American.
Yeah, that'd be great. And the mad thing is, right? The way EVGB, he's Pimo Indian.
Pima. Yeah.
A Pima, sorry.
Pima.
It's funny when we seen him at the gig, I was like, "Who's the Indian lad?" As in, I thought he was a man from India.
Oh yeah, yeah. He kind of has a little bit of that look, which is I would never have thought that until you said that, but just a little bit. And it's not. I don't see that among his people in general, but he in particular has a little bit of that. That's funny.
Yeah, it's funny. But then and then we were having the conversation. I was like, I was being all like European and politically correct. I was like, so what is the most appropriate? Is it like First National? Is it I was going through, and he's like, no, just call me Indian. That's what I am. I'm Indian. I was like, all right, cool.
Yeah, Eric's low key. A lot of people, everybody has different opinions, and I know people that would respond to that differently. But Eric is he's comfortably placed in the universe. You know what I mean? He is a funny guy too. Sometimes, I mean, he's sober these days, but he would just say things to me that would just like. One time we were off caterwauling, and he's an extremely talented carving sculptor. He does Kachina dolls and this and that, and it takes a while. Sometimes it could take a lifetime, and as long as it happens before you die, then it's on time. That's one of their sayings out there. But
I like that.
Yeah. I was like, it's similar to
the opposite to Sweden.
It reminded me of Ireland though, like getting paperwork back and stuff. But so he's telling me about the character and the mouse, and it's at his house now because he had to repair it. But how he's created it to watch over me, much as the way that the story about the mouse in their cultural history and whatnot. And he's like started telling me a little bit. He goes, so I started asking questions, and he says, "Well, To tell you the answer to that question, we'd have to do an 8-day fast and then a 3-day sweat lodge. Fortunately, there's another version. You just got to burn one. you know. So he's able to walk through, safely among many dangers.
He really is a good lad.
He is a good lad. I heard from him.
It was man, like I couldn't, like, when we left Jay's, your friend Jay Photos, when we left his house, we got back to the hotel, me and Stevie, we were just like, what a night. And then I think we had about like 3 hours sleep. And then I had to like take 3 different flights. I had to go through Minnesota. And then that was pretty cool, man. Just like, even though I was just in Minnesota airport, I bought a t-shirt with a moose on it that said Minnesota.
Nice.
And then I bought like this, that time when you took me to that like clothing exchange place.
Yeah.
I got that Prince Purple Rain t-shirt.
Oh yeah. Right.
When I saw, like, when I went to Minnesota, they had a Prince shop, and I seen the same t-shirt in the shop. I was like, did they buy it from Minnesota airport on the way to Arizona?
Right. Probably like 80 bucks.
And then fucking Amsterdam. And by the time I got to Amsterdam, I was just like, oh god, I'm a bit. And then I went to Arlanda airport in Sweden and got a bus to like my nearest stop, and then just took a cab. And when I got here, it was like 1 o'clock in the afternoon, but it felt like 3 a.m. Arizona time, which I was then used to. And I was just like, then I remember just like fucking, you're so tired and jet lagged, like it's almost like you're hallucinating.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's only going to go the other way because you gain time. Like, it was so weird when I was going through Mexico and that. I was like up for hours.
Also, you're going through all these gravitational changes and around the earth that just pulls on your water and your cells and disorients you just in general from that kind of travel. And that was you did a big loop around that big chunk of the world there.
I really did, man. Like the amount of traveling, I think I've done more traveling this year than I've ever done.
Really?
Well, as in like in other years. Yeah, I think the amount. I mean, I've been back and forth to the States twice.
You've been
gigging, yeah. It's funny because after all the pandemic and that shit, it was just like I kind of felt like I was afraid to travel because I hadn't traveled for so long, and I've really broken the back on that big time.
Yeah.
My only problem is just getting away. It's like, what do you mean you're going away? Yeah. Like I'd really like to break it big. You know what I mean? Like just basically get a huge advance of like a large chunk of cash and be like, take it, leave me alone, and let me pursue my passions.
Right.
And I'm not knocking my ex-wife, man. I really not. But it's just like, as a parent, I do exactly what is required. I do my best. But at the same time, I kind of also have that other side of me that yearns to just explore and meet people and earn the way I want to do by using the talents that I have developed over the years and the character that I am. And I think she's just like, fundamentally, the older we got, especially after having kids, and I was always let's see how, cross that bridge when we come to it kind of person, and that always worked out well for me. Whereas she's like, to put it plainly, I'm ADHD and she's OCD. You know what I mean? It's like two different fucking
that could be a conflict. Yeah.
Missy says here, when the kids turn 18, I will be free. Well, you're always going to be the parent, and they're all, and like I love being with the kids. It's like I think it's you'll meet them. They're like mini versions of me.
Yeah.
They're good fun. They're funny.
Yeah.
And it's best gift I was ever given was the gift of parenthood in many ways. It's but again, it's like it's not that easy to just but if there was a budget, it'd be like, okay, I'm going here. We have things sorted out. But like, I feel like there are many places that I could be where I would be doing a lot better financially and work wise. but I am where I am, and I have the responsibilities that I have, and you gotta.
Things will swing back though, man. There's something floating around. There's going to be some big hits coming for you. I have a strong sense of it. You talk about the paranormal, and we're talking about
And I think also,
senses.
I think when things happen when you're ready.
Yeah.
I think if it'd gone too big for me at an earlier age, I would have I probably would have lost the run of myself altogether. Sometimes things shouldn't happen. And if you force things, they don't work out. And I kind of feel like my what about when he's Grandpa Martin? Oh, fucking Grandpa Martin. There'll be many stories to tell then, hey.
Yeah.
But I think one thing in life, anytime you just kind of just let go of the reins and let the chips fall where they will. You kind of give it over to God or your inner self, whatever you want to call it, the universe. Just be like, okay, let's just let the chips fall where they will, and things usually work out well. But that's always been the way I roll. It's and a lot of people can't really conceptualize that or
Well, and
or
you're
live.
ready for the opportunities as they arrive. You have
Exactly.
you know what to do, and more so than ever. Whatever opportunity that may be. And I know what you're saying about younger. I mean, you had a bigger big level of fame to some degree in certain realms, and I didn't have that, but I did have my own little thing going on here. And I mean, if you move too fast, that fire will burn you up. And if you're a personality that wants to jump in, and boy, I jumped in a lot of things, man. Some people can do it forever. I couldn't.
Look at Matthew Perry. That's someone who, I mean, he doesn't really. I mean, I don't even know. Was he a great session man? Do you know what I mean? Was he like, fucking Matthew Perry's coming over?
Right. Pierce Brosnan.
Would he have just been one of them people who just sat in the corner quietly getting fucking smashed?
Yeah, I don't know. And he was pills, right? Pills and booze. I mean, he probably was.
Who knows, man?
Yeah, but
Patrick. Hello, Patrick, sir. You really gave inspiration for separated parents, Martin, and I really appreciate your take. It's a fucking tough station, man. It's tough for the kids, it's tough for the parents, and unfortunately, that's just it's a part of modern life these days. I'm on a session right now, Galad Matting, but unfortunately, that is, I think personal endurance in terms of long-term commitment has been eroded due to maybe convenience culture and culture.
Oh, yeah.
But it's I do my best, and I know that my ex-wife does her best too, and you just gotta, it's
I think you're doing a great job, dude. I grew up in a split house and stuff, and it was nowhere near as fun that you provide for your kids, and it was a lot more difficult. I mean, I'm sure you guys have your difficulties, and I'm not there to see what's going on details wise, but you're a good dude and you look after your kids, and it's clear and obvious, and they were on your mind the whole time we were out here, and you were still able to have the crack, but you always came back to everybody in Sweden, make sure you were touching base. And a lot of us didn't have that.
If it wasn't touching base, I'd be touching cloth.
Right. Yeah, touching the floor, touching boobs, all things. Yeah.
The younger me, man, like I was a wild bastard back in the day. That's one thing about when I was in New York. It was like 12 years later. I felt I changed a hell of a lot. This was before kids. Last time I was there, and physically I was older. Like, it's funny because I was so used to hanging out with like Chris, Pete, like Terry, and Stevie. And then one day I was like, found myself in Stevie's uncle's where we were staying. I was like by myself, and I was like, I really can't be asked going out again. But then I was like, I've got like 2 or 3 nights left in Manhattan. I can't just stay in as much as I'd like to.
Right.
So I went out by myself, and so I was just like, we took the train and it sounds like it's like, what the fuck you on? You've lived here before. You've taken the train to sound, and it was sound. But I remember coming out of a train station near Times Square, and just like as I was walking out the steps, it's just massive building in front of me, and I was like, fucking hell.
Yeah.
And it's just like dudes playing drums on the streets, just hustle and bustle. And I found myself like, I hadn't gradually walked into Times Square. I was just like in Times Square, and I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
It's like, it almost feels like an underwater ecosystem dynamic going on. You've got like your bottom feeders. Hey man, you got money. Hey, you want girls. And you got people got hustles selling drinks at tourist shops, and people dressed up as King Kong and Iron Man. And
dude, I started going down there in like the 80s, mid 80s, as a teenager, and just seeing all that. And Times Square is a trip. I've seen like almost riots in there on New Year's Eve, where cops wading through on horseback, just pushing people around. And I've seen knife fights there. I've seen it really dirty, and I've seen it get cleaned up, different eras. I mean, it's still kind of seedy, probably still, but like back in the 80s, it was like, just
must have been mental back.
Oh my God, just fingers, free money and sex, come this way, just
skunk pussies.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. My pussy.
One day rain is gonna come and wash the scum off the streets.
Yeah.
But I almost like had a fucking. It was almost a little bit overwhelming. I was like, fuck. I was like, steady on. You're used to this. But it's just alone in Times Square for a second at 40. Yeah, I've been here before. Right. It's just.
Oh, there's so much. There's a literal electricity.
It's the electricity, the lights, and the fucking. It's just. It is literally the fucking energy is a little bit overwhelming. When you get there, and when you've got to watch your six. Like.
Yep. Yeah. You're trying to keep situational awareness in Times Square is a task for anyone. I mean, just people coming out every bit of the woodwork, and just fucking giant screens with Marky Mark in his underwear and fucking the whole bit.
Yeah, it's mental. But it was a cool trip. We met a lot of good people there, like, and Connie and John O'Sullivan, the guys we were staying with, the Cork lads. Much like yourself, you get looked after in the States. Like the hospitality is just fucking fantastic.
Yeah,
you really like. There were two trips that I was fortunate enough to have this year. That really did.
Yeah, it was a good year for
heartwarming.
Stevie too.
Well, and Chris is hopefully sort me out with the visa details, so I'll be
right. How's that? Yeah,
still waiting to. There's been a bit of some sort of transaction issue with paying for it, but hopefully it'll be like remedied soon.
Okay, cool.
But it's 3:10 in the morning here, and I think I have to wrap up the show. But Matty, you're a fucking legend, man.
Thanks for having me on, brother.
And I look forward to getting you over here. We'll do a little live stream here.
Hell yeah.
In person.
Hell yeah. Good times to come.
You'll be on this side of the mic. Have you still got that big jar of canned bird there by the computer?
The jars of with the S on the end of that. I'm not going to show anything on screen here, but
fair dues. Yeah. Obviously not then.
But all's good here, man. All's good here.
You're a good lad, and same with everyone else here in the chat, man. Chatman do. But a song before I go. Fair enough. I can do this. And I tell it. And if there's any of you out there who want to just drop a touch, don't forget Maloney's Digest, PayPal.me, The Touch. Donations aren't too big or too small. Matty Strangefields tell you that. Mother. An homage to Danny Marinino.
Yeah. This,
What kind of what do we do for a nightcap tune? Any request, Matt?
oh boy, point me in a direction. We're doing some. We could do some Thin Lizzy. We could do like a
Cowboy Song.
Yeah, we'll pull up the lyrics. Make sure I get it.
Yeah, I
know it's some. We used to do like 4 different Thin Lizzy songs, but we only did the live version of Cowboy Song that comes out at the end of Rosalie.
Rosalie.
Yeah. There we go. All right, here we go.
We can do the Cowboy Song. Tune down half step, but a bit sharp to match the recording. Here we go. I'm just a cowboy, lonesome on the trail. You sing it.
Starry night, campfire light, coyote call.
The coyote call.
And the howling winds well. So I ride out to the old sundown. I'm just a cowboy with her lonesome on the trail. Sorry, man, I'm losing the screen here.
The nights we spent together,
riding on the range. Looking back, it didn't seem so true. Roll me over and turn me around. Let me keep spinning till I hit the ground. Roll me over and let me go. Riding in the rodeo. I was stuck in Texas. I did not know her name. Lord, all these southern girls, they seem the same. Down below the border, down in Mexico. Got my job busting farms for the rodeo. Roll me over, turn me around. Let me keep spinning till I hit the ground. Roll me over and let me go. Running free with the buffalo. Here I go. Turn me around and move my fingers up and down.
Me and Maddie's strange ways, cruising through the desert. Lord, he told me about the ecosystem. He had a gallon of water to keep us hydrated. Looking back, it was a responsible thing to do.
Roll me over and turn me around. Let me keep spinning till I hit the ground. Roll me over and let me go. Running free with the buffalo.
Oh, that mighty strange ways.
Thank you, sir. Good jam.
It was
Good
a good
jam. Good jam for 3 a.m. in the morning.
Purple Haze came in. It was. Yeah. I'm gonna be like, I can feel the energy slipping away. The man who sold the world. Fucking hell, man.
Ooh, yeah, that's a good one.
It is a good one. It is indeed a good one. Would I do one for the road? Man that sold the world. The Nirvana versions, I prefer that to the Bowie version, but that's the version I knew first. Actually, we could do a touch. We could do a touch. We could do the touch.
We passed upon the stair.
Welcome somewhere. Although I wasn't there, there was a friend which
came as some surprise. I spoke into his eyes. I thought you died alone a long, long time ago. Oh no, not me. I never lost control. Am I early? Faith, with the man who sold the world. I laughed and shook his hand and made my way back home. I searched foreign lands. For years and years I roamed. I gazed there at all the millions that we must have died alone a long, long time ago. Who knows? Not me. We never lost control. Your face, it's the man who sold the world.
Who knows? Not me.
We never lost control. Your face
To face
with the man who sold the world.
Mighty strange ways.
We'll practice some for next time. We'll dial them in.
Yeah, exactly.
You
It
guys
sounds
missed out.
very Bowie.
I'll tell these. Well, I know the Bowie version better.
I was going off the Nirvana version.
I'm a Bowie guy.
David Bowie, Loving the Alien.
I loved the spontaneous version of the old triangle that you and Cowboy did in the streets of Phoenix in the middle of the night. That was a classic moment.
Oh yeah, walk through the car park.
Yeah.
The old triangle. Well, jingle jangle all along the banks of the Royal Canal. All a hungry feeling came over me, stealing as the mighty sailor squealing in my prison cell. And the old triangle goes jingle jangle all along the bank of the Royal Canal. That's the fucking job, Matty. Well, Matty Strangeways, we're nearly coming to a 3 hour of a marathon edition tonight. Thank you very much, Matty. Fantastic to see you. And to all our chat who have been for quite a while with us. And if you've managed to stick through 3 hours of this in the archives, fair fucking play to you, man. Fair fucking play to you. And any last things before you go, Matt? Where they can catch up with you, follow your progress in life, check out Greenhaven and Windigo.
Yeah, Greenhaven's on all the Spotify and the Pandora. Windigo's out there on the YouTube. They all are. You can find me. I'm using my real name and everything on the Instagram on at least one of my channels. So Matt Strangeways, no E after the G, but after the Y.
So there we go. Greenhaven, Windigo. Check it out. And Windigo is also produced by Gilby Clark.
That's right.
Guns N' Roses guitarist.
That's it. He plays some keyboards and sings some backing vocals on it. And
you'll have to get in touch with him again, man.
Yeah, I've started following him on Instagram again. Hopefully he'll catch my name and give me a shout. I haven't talked to him.
Yeah, man. Should reach out to me. Probably be happy to hear from you.
Yeah. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll do that.
Yeah. Hey, you're a cool dude, as is he.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I met a really sound Canadian woman who is first cousins with Todd Kearns, who plays with Slash and the Conspirators.
Oh, really? Yeah, I know who that guy is. Sure.
Yeah. Bassist. You're very welcome, Melody. Fair play to your love. Well, look, I'm gonna have to take the dog out for a evening piss or a mid or early morning piss, and I'll have to take myself for a piss as well. For a piss me keks after all the vino I've been on. But it's an absolute pleasure talking to you, Matt, as usual. And nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
Enjoy your evening and enjoy your little trip down to Palm Springs or Joshua Tree.
I will. And soon afterwards, I'm going to get that airline ticket soon, so we'll be in touch.
Yes, and you'll be shown the best hospitality I can wrangle.
That's it. Some Viking times. See you, brother.
Exactly. All right, brother, man. Good night. God bless you. And thanks everyone else in the chat. It's been a great night hanging out with you, and thoroughly enjoyed this 3 hours of just sitting and chatting and playing a couple of tunes. Well, that's it from me for the weekend. Have a lovely weekend, everybody, and I shall hopefully see you midweek or else next Friday. Good luck and God bless you. Talk to you then.